Good morning, Elasmia students. Today we will start the data structure called stack. Okay, as we know, the stack is a data structure which is a LIFO manner, that is last in, first out. Last in, first out. So it is LIFO. It is a structure and physically it can be implemented as an array or as a linked list. A stack implemented as an array inherits all the properties of an array, and if implemented as a linked list, all characteristics of linked list are processed by it. But whatever a way stack may be implemented, insertion and deletion occurs at the top only. An insertion in a stack called push operation and a deletion from a stack called pop operation. So here we have generally two main methods, push and pop. Push referred to add an item at the top of the stack, whereas pop refers to delete or remove an item from the top of the stack. Apart from that, it has an operation called pick, which tells us what is on the top of the stack without actually removing it. Sometimes this method is also known as in the form of top, only T-O-P, top. We have some real life application of stack. As you can see, the top of stacks of books, okay, the bottom one we kept at first, then slowly we push on giving another book top of another, but while taking out we are popping up the top book at the first. Okay, so these are some LIFO manner real life application of stack. So let's go and check what kind of programs we do in stack. I'm going to do a basic general program of stack where it is mentioned that stack is an entity which restricted that element can be added or removed from one end only, which is from the top. So here I have a class name mentioned as stack, and following are my data member st, which is a single dimension array, integer array, another the size of the array, top pointing to the topmost element, member function with a parameterized constructor. Okay, and here parameterized constructor means here the class name is going to be stack. Okay, so it is a parameterized constructor. Next, move on to the void push with a parameter value int n, which will do to insert the element from the top. If it reaches to the maximum size, as it cannot enter any more value, it will print overflow. Next, move on to int pop, which will pop out element from the top. If all the elements are being deleted, then it will print as underflow. So it will print as underflow. Then void display, which will point out as to display all the elements whatever is present in the stack. We will write the main method also to run the whole program in a smoother manner, but in the question of your theory paper in ISC, you don't need to write the main method. They will give you whole of this work to do the void push pop operation and a sample question where they might mention directly that it is a stack data structure, or they will explain you that it is an entity which can be restricted element from added or removed from one end only. So by this description, you have to understand that it is talking about stack and you have to perform it. I'm going to use the main method over here for writing it smoothly, running it with every sort of aspect. But for you, you can practice it till writing void display, till writing it as void display. So let's start with a stack program. To do the stack program, I'm going to make a new class pointed as stack. So I'm just going to clear it out and clear the whole image. Now, as we know how to start with, so to start with the stack, the thing that we are doing to do is first import java.util.star. Okay. Now, moving forward to this, we will write first the class name as class stack. Okay, then I have st, which is a single dimension array. Okay, it will implement the array, so it is array to implement stack. Next, I move forward to the next element, which is int size, which will hold the maximum size of the array. So it is the maximum size of the array. And the last element is in top, index of the topmost element. So it is the index of the topmost element. Now we will start writing the constructor. I am here intentionally writing a default constructor and then what is present in my question, a parameterized constructor, because if they will ask you for writing a default constructor, what you're going to write inside of it. So let's look at it. So I'm going to write stack and I'm going to initialize size as 0, same as top as 0. This is coming as a default constructor. Now what if I start with a parameterized constructor, which is mentioned in my question. Most of the time they give parameterized instructor. So whatever the parameter is present in my question, if it is present n, what my work over here is, I have to, this n is actually the size. So I will write size equal to n. Once I got the size as n, I will initialize the array. So I will write st equal to new int with that private member size. This is very must, very important line. Okay, to initialize arrays. Okay, and then moving forward, as I have not started my array, so I will going to make the top pointed as -1. Sorry, I will point it at -1 because my first element in the array index is 0. Okay, which I have not created. I didn't had any element at the beginning. So I'm pointing top as -1. Next method what I will write is void push. After the push method, there is an argument inside of it in the question. So this argument is going to be passed from the main. So what my first condition is that if top has reached to its maximum size, because if I know my array size is 5, so index will be 0 to 4, that is why size -1, then I just have to write overflow. So I will write system.out.println, in the bracket I will write overflow. Okay, I will finish it off writing overflow. Now After that, if it is not overflow, then I will write else, and I will come inside of it. I can write directly like this as st plus plus top, okay, equal to n. This is the way also you can write, and if you want, you can just make top equal to top plus 1, and then you can write st top equal to n. Means whatever the value is present, I am storing that in stack, storing the value in stack, okay. And then I will close my void push method. Now I will come to the deletion or remove an item from the top of the stack. So to do that, I have the method called int pop, okay, and inside the int pop, I will first see whether my stack is empty or not. So if it is empty, no index will be there. So my index will be keep on pointed as -1. So if it is like that, if it is -1, then I cannot delete any more item because it's blank. There is nothing inside of it. So I will going to write over here, the stack is empty. Okay, I will going to write over here, the stack is empty. Or if you want, see the question, what it asked it, as the other condition is overflow, this one known as underflow. So I can write underflow. Sometimes the question says if the stack is empty, return some value. So I am including that also a part. These what to return, what to write, this will be clearly mentioned in your question. So please check that. Otherwise, we are going to take any extra variable where I'm going to pick up the element from the top position only, because the deletion also going to occur from top, and then I'm going to make top minus minus as I'm going to delete that value from top. At the end, I'm going to return that element because I have a int data type, so I have to return. I will to return that v or whichever the element inside of which you have accepted that value. Now I'm going to close the int pop, and last I'm left with void display. Once I'm writing void display, it is very easy, but I'm going to add one more step over here, because if my stack is empty, I won't be able to display anything. So I'm going to write the same thing, if top minus minus 1, just I'm going to print rather than return, because it is a void. I'm going to write stack is empty, okay, and otherwise I have to print all the elements of the stack. So I can, if I wish, I can give a message as system.out .println the elements present in the stack, okay, and then I can print the element. So my stack actually index is starting from 0 and ending at the top. So I will run a for loop from 0 to top. Now to look at in the stack manner, where the top element will be shown first, then the bottom. So here I'm going to write a reverse loop. So I will going to write for int I equal to, over here, top, then I greater than equal to 0, pointing as I minus minus, and then I'm going to print the element. So system dot out dot print, I'm going to use print as I'm going to give a space from where, from my array, and here I'm giving a slash t to give a space in between it and close it off. So after this I'm just going to close else and my void display. In your theory part you have to write till this void display, but over here I'm writing for a practical purpose the main part also. So I'm writing public static void main, writing the scanner class, scanner is equal to new scanner, in the bracket I'm writing system.in, because I need to accept the size of the array. So ask that from the user as pointed system.out.println, enter the size, okay, and take into a variable. Suppose here I'm taking the variable size only, sc dot next int, okay. So now after that I can just create an object and can call them as per my choices, like first to push and then to pop and then to display. But rather than that, what I'm doing is that I'm just creating the object but making a menu driven type to just to showcase the all the menu and the work that I can do. So let me create the object. I'm writing stack ob equal to new stack and passing the size as it will go for the parameterized constructor. Now I'm making a menu with while true because I will use system.exit option for it. So here I'm going to show the menu first to the users. What the menu? First menu is I can push an element. So push an element. If you want, you can just write it as a form of enter the element. I'm using the term pop an element. Okay. The third one is display, and the fourth one is exit. Okay. So this is the menu, and same way I have to write to give the choice. Take the choice. I'm going to make it in a switch. So enter your choice, and I'm going to take that choice in a ch. So sc dot next int. Once I did it, I'm writing a switch statement with passing the value ch with the variable case 1. So here case 1 will going to hold the work of elements that we are going to get from the user. Now it may be possible that my array size is 10, but currently I want to insert only 5 elements. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to write how many elements you want to insert. How many elements? May be possible I don't want to fill up my array completely now, and I'm going to take it inside a variable called int ali with sc dot next int. Okay, then that many elements of value will be entered. So I can write simply enter value. Okay, and that many elements. So for loop int j equal to 1, j less than equal to that many element with j plus plus. Okay, these values I'm going to accept and pass it. So I can take a variable like int x and just write sc dot next int. Okay, and I'm going to call the method as it will be inside the for loop. So that many time, one time we will keep on giving value, and that value will going to be entered inside of it. Once this case is complete, we know we have to write a break to go to the next case. Okay, now the same way we have case to delete. So let's go back to case 2. The same kind of work we're going to do over here. So I'm copying pasting a little bit work from here, and I will change it back again wherever it is necessary. So for to do that, how many elements? LE already I have taken, so I just don't need to initialize it again. Again, same J also I don't need to write as int. It will be same. Now for the deleted part, obviously I don't need these two section. Okay, I'm just going to delete it, and that value need to be prompted out. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write system.out.println which item deleted, that I'm going to show item deleted as it is let's go up. Let me show you that it is going to return something. So I'm going to call this method over here. So I'm just going to write ob.pop and close it. So whichever item will be deleted, that will be printed out over here. Last, I'm going to have the case 3, which is my to display the element. So I'm just going to call it as display. Okay, nothing more, and to give a break at the end, I'm going to give case 4, which will point it to system dot exit. Okay, and also I will give default. So for default, I'm going to write the same thing, system dot out dot println, as we all write all the time, wrong choice. So I'm going to write wrong choice, close it off, close off my switch, close off my while loop, my main method and class. So the total thing is being closed. Now let's go and check for the errors. Variable j as it inside the loop, so I need to be declared. I'm not getting any error over here, so let's run it and see whether any error is present over here or not. So I'm just closing it, and let's go back to the stack. Enter the size. I'm keeping the size of stack as 5. Currently I want to enter element. Currently I'm going to enter 3 elements out of the size of 5, pointing as 10, 20, 30. Once I finished, suppose I want to display it. So choice is my 3. The elements are 30, 20 and 10, and then it is again back showing me the choices. Okay, so here I suppose I want to make my element full. So I again want to element, how many elements I want to enter the value 2. So I'm going to enter the value after 30, 40 and 50. Okay, so let me display it. It is displaying as 50, 40, 30 from the top order 10. Suppose I want to enter any much more value. Okay, so obviously it cannot enter, but because it has exceed the size. So let's see, suppose I want to enter, I wrote as I want to enter 2 more elements, and I'm trying to give it value. So it is showing me overflow, because these values will not be entered inside the stack as stack is full. Now coming to the part of popping an element, choices 2, I want to delete 3 elements. So it will delete 50 first because it is in the top, next 40 and next back to 30. So what is present in my stack right now? Only 20 and 10. Similarly, again I want to delete rest of the 2 elements. So my 20 and 10 is being deleted. Suppose again back I want to delete. I don't have any element left in my stack. So I'm writing 2 and I'm writing I want to delete 2 elements. So 2 time it will going to show me the item we deleted is underflow because there is no item, and it is returning that minus 9999 as it is a return part. So coming with the choice, I don't have any elements anymore. So I'm writing just 4 and coming exit of it. So this is the whole stack program. Okay. You don't need to write the main part, but for your project file, this data structure stack will be inside your project file. So inside the project file, you have to write the whole code, even the main function with this case and all. But for theory exam, your stack programming will be of 5 marks up till the void display. Up till the void display. Okay. So I hope you have understood stack. We will move forward to the next data structure in the next video. Till then, stay safe, maintain social distancing, and keep studying a little bit and get back to me with your queries and all. Okay, boys? Stay well, stay connected properly.